What's going on, Omnibuddies? Mitch here, and today we are back with our Spooktober overview event. Today we are actually looking at, it's one of my top stories, if not my top story of all time, my favorite omnibus of all time. In fact, I sold the original omnibus, which I loved because it was green and green's my favorite color, but I had to have the limited edition, signed, numbered, all that stuff. I got the limited black edition of this book. So if you know this book, you probably can guess what I'm talking about, but it is by one of my favorite author artists, Terry Moore. It is Rachel Rising. All right, so before we get into this book, it's still available on Terry Moore's website right now. There's not many copies left as of the making of this video, but if you are interested in it after watching this, make sure to head over there right quick and get it. It's been solicited for a reprint, but that reprint has been delayed, supposedly about a month, again, as of the making of this video. So get your pre-orders in. If you want to pre-order that right now, you can do that at the link in the description of this video and use code Omnibuddy at Organic Price Books, and you can get $2 off every order using that code, including your pre-order for this book. You can break your pre-orders up into, I believe it's 4 separate payments if you need to, but you can do that and get your pre-order in and help get that reprint set and out. All right, let's take a look at Terry Moore's Rachel Rising. All right, so here we have Rachel Rising Omnibus. This is the limited signed and numbered edition. The other one is green and black without any gloss. And then the soft cover version, that's also not limited like the green version, which is supposed to be reprinted soon. The soft cover version is like a red and black. So those are the versions. This one, the black edition, is not going to be reprinted. There's your spine. There's the back, pretty cool with the crows, ravens, whatever. So that's that. Let's open it up. Here is my signed and numbered edition by Terry Moore, 49 out of 750. It is all black and white, which is pretty awesome. Again, written and illustrated, drawn, whatever you want to say, by Terry Moore. Very cool little pieces of art in here. Love it. So the story really starts with Rachel. Obviously it's Rachel Rising, and as you can see, there's a lot of panels that are just not there's no text in there. Actually, that's not Rachel, but well, yeah. Anyways, so starts off with Rachel literally rising, and she's been dead and she doesn't know what happened. It's all kind of a blur, and so she digs herself out of a shallow grave and stumbles home, really, and people find her, and she's kind of hiding the fact that she was dead because she wants to solve this mystery, figure out who murdered her, why, all that stuff. And as she goes through this, by the way, I'm not going to do too much of the story because you really need to read it for yourself, because it's such a cool mystery and things unravel and pile on top of each other. And if you know too much about it going in, it's not going to be as enjoyable. So I'll show off a little bit of the art, talk a little bit high level of the story, be kind of quick with it because I don't want to spoil one of my favorite stories of all time. So with Rachel, she meets all kinds of friends. She's got one of her best friends, Jet, and they run into a little girl named Zoe. So if you know Zoe, she's got actually a miniseries coming out right now. I think it's just ending, called, I believe it's called Serial. It's 10-issue miniseries by Terry Moore, and he kind of made all these books: Rachel Rising, Echo, Motor Girl. He's got the big slipcase edition with multiple books in it of Strangers in Paradise. He's got Strangers in Paradise 25, and he's got now he came out a few years ago with 5 Years Later Omnibus, and that he's starting to actually, these all started off not interconnected, and then he's now started connecting all these stories where they all kind of weave back and forth and the characters meet each other and things like that, which is a pretty cool way of doing it. I have not gotten to read Strangers in Paradise yet, so I've not started on those other books. I have them all. I just need to get to them. But we're doing Spooktober, and we are busy with other things. So there's our friend Zoe, and she is a little psychopath and kind of possessed. Well, not kind of. She is possessed. So it's got a lot of like evil spirits, demon possession, whatever you want to call it, witches, and what happened in this city of, I believe it's called Manson. Yeah, obviously creepy having a name of a city that, but friends die, friends come back. What the hell is going on? It is nuts. There is like a really adorable love story in here. And just, the characters are so well done, and they're so interesting, and there's so much interesting going on. And this book actually, like, I mean, it's thick, but it reads fast. Like, I think it only took me maybe a week, and I'm a pretty slow reader, and I don't have a ton of time to be reading stuff. So it goes fast, and it hooks you, and you want to keep going, which is the best part of a book, is when you're really hooked and you just can't stop thinking about it and can't put it down. There's obviously lots of action, a little bit of horror, thriller, suspense. It's got it all. It's got love. It's got all that stuff. I'll skip that, so you don't know who all dies, who all comes back, who all does what, who everyone is. The biggest complaint about this story that people say is it kind of wraps too fast. It wraps up too fast, which I can totally see. It was still a satisfying ending, but I wish it had another, 5 or 6 issues maybe at the end to help not make it wrap up as quickly. It kind of felt, like a little bit rushed at the end, but some questions and story threads left bare and unanswered. But you know what? Overall, it was great. I don't like doing number ratings or star ratings. 5 out of 10. This definitely wouldn't be a 5 out of 10. But I'm not going to say, oh, it's a 9 out of 10, because everyone's different in what they like and what kind of story speaks to them. So I don't want to put a rating on there, but overall, it is awesome. It's a super interesting, different story. That's not absolute horror or anything like that, but it's definitely got a lot of those elements in it. So it's got some good creep factor. And obviously it's got witchcraft and demons and possession and dead people and all that. So it definitely fits our Spooktober event. So with that, it's got some great stuff in the back, great cover gallery. Oh, so that's what the non-limited edition hardcover omnibus is that cover. So gives you a little idea. Otherwise it's red, kind of like this color for the soft cover. So if you're buying it online, watch for that so you know which version you're getting. Some really cool covers in here. Terry Moore is such a good artist. Yeah, it's awesome. So let's see. Yep, that's it. There's some of his other books, and that is an overview of Rachel Rising Omnibus by Terry Moore. All right, so that was a quick overview of Rachel Rising by Terry Moore. Again, I love this book. I'm not typically a horror genre person, but this book just absolutely killed it. No pun intended. Yeah, pun intended. Let's go for it. But phenomenal. I didn't think when I first started reading this book, because it was one of the first books I read one of the first omnibuses I read when I first got into collected editions. I kind of stumbled across it. There was a little bit of hype going, so I jumped in and got it and absolutely loved it. I didn't think that I would like the book because it was black and white. My only prior knowledge to reading black and white comics was, I think, with The Walking Dead, which I loved up until issue 100. If you read issue 100, you know what I'm talking about. And then I was like, you know what? This is no longer for me. I can't take it anymore. But I liked that black and white, so I was like, all right, I'll give Rachel Rising a try. Typically like color comics and all that, but here we are, broke into the black and white genre, and now I am reading a ton of black and white stuff. I know some people just won't do it, but I can say you are missing out on some of the greatest comics ever written, ever drawn, if you are staying away from black and white comics. So I would say this is a great foray into the horror genre, into the black and white comics genre. Now's the best time to jump into it. So with that said, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, do all those things, but most importantly, comment. Have you read Rachel Rising? Have you not read it? Are you interested in picking it up? What's a black and white comic that you read that you absolutely loved? Are you kind of on the edge about black and white? Let me know. Let's talk about it in comics. All right, take care, stay safe.